Hello and welcome back everybody. Today we're going to be going over a tutorial of how to add your own play tables using the Prefab loader. Starting off a little bit different today, I already have the table that we're going to be using along with the chairs. And I've already added in the move state valid group area and the nav mesh cut. So we are good to go as far as that's concerned. Um, and I've already added in added on the box collider onto the table. So we won't have to do a whole lot of changing for this. Should be pretty quick and straight to the point on this one. If you want to see how I got the nav mesh cut and the move state valid area group, just watch some of the other videos. I basically just steal it off of other prefabs out of the game. For instance, this play table. I'll just go and I'll copy and paste it and then reconfigure it to where it needs to be at for here. So there are a few more things we do need to copy and place off of the interactable play table, the base game interactable play table. So there's a couple things we do need. We need one of these stand lock groups. So we're just going to take one of those and paste it in there. Then we need both of these table game item sets. So we're just going to take both of those, paste it in there. You can have more than just two people playing the game at once. If you're going to have more than two people playing the game at once, you need one of these for each person. This is the play mat, the cards, the deck boxes, all that. So you need one of these for each person that you want on your table. I do have a 6-man table that I've done. I will show off when we go to test our new table. We don't need the link. We don't need that because I've already got it. We already got that. We need the sit lock group as well. So we're going to go ahead and copy that and paste that up here as well. And then we can just go ahead and remove this table because we have everything we need off of it. I've already resized this to be a decent size for the game. So we don't need to resize it or anything as well. So we can just delete this. All right, now let's move everything over. All right, so the nav mesh cut, I haven't really drilled down into what this is exactly. This removes the area that it's in out of the nav, so that way customers won't walk there anymore. So if you really want to see how big this is, you can just add a box collider to the object that has the nav mesh cut on it. Oh, not box collider 2D, box collider. And then you can see anything that's within that box collider there that I just added will get removed from the nav mesh. So with this particular table right now, customers still might walk over the chairs, but they shouldn't be walking through the table because the nav mesh cuts there. So if you want them to like not walk over the chairs, you can just kind of make this a little bit bigger to cover the chairs. We'll go with 2. Yeah, 2 looks like it covers the chairs. So we'll just leave it. We'll leave it like that for now. So that covers the chairs and everything. So we should be good. So customers shouldn't be walking over the chairs either now. All right. Now let's go ahead and get the stand lock groups. All right. So the stand lock groups is where you only need 4 of these. So 2. You need 1 per each player times 2. So we got 2 players. So we need 2 times 2 is 4. So we only need 4 of these. So we're going to delete 2 of them. And basically, these are just the areas where players are going to move to. Well, we're going to set this to 0, 0, 0, the group to 0, 0, 0. It puts right underneath the table. But this is where players are going to move to before they have a seat at your table. They'll move here, and then they'll sit down. So you want it kind of close, not too close. It's also the place where players are kind of stand and watch the play happen as well. So you want it a little close, but not too close, right? Uh, like that. Then we'll put these on this side. There's good enough. I'm gonna move this one over like there. Okay. I think that's good enough. We'll just go with that for now. The table item sets, we want those actually on the table. So we'll just go and move those over like that. I just selected both of them with shift. So we can make some adjustments to specifically just the table playmats here. So we can kind of shrink these down a little bit. Let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. The table's a little bit smaller, so we just make the placemat a little bit smaller to fit the table. We'll move the cards down a little bit. The deck box doesn't, the deck doesn't necessarily have to be on the playmat, but we can move it over to be on the playmat. Like that. All right, so the deck boxes don't really matter whether you move them or not. They're going to, the script, once it adds the deck box, if it decides to add a deck box, will randomly place it. Same with the book. So you can kind of make it look good on your prefab, but it would be randomly placed. I'm working on a custom script in order to prevent it from being randomly placed, and then it gets to be placed wherever you place it. But as it sits right now, it just gets randomly placed. So sometimes it looks really funny. But we'll get there. We'll get my random. I'm going to get my custom script done, and it should be in the next release, right? So make this smaller. Pull it back. Pull the cards back a little bit. Just kind of get the setup nice and good looking. The cards in the deck will stay where you put them. The playmat will stay where you put them. The deck box and the book, though, the deck box and the book would just kind of be randomly placed. So it kind of sucks. But like I said, I get my random script out in the next release, and you should give you the option to prevent them from being moved. All right, now that that's set up, let's get the sit lock group. So the sit lock group, we need 1 per the number of players. Not the actual. We don't need 1 group per the number of players. We just need 1 of these that's inside here per the number of players. So there's only 2 players, so we're just going to delete the rest of these. So for the sit lock group, basically, let's turn off this move state valid area group so we can see. This goes under the chair. This is basically where the feet of the player is going to be, where they're sitting in the chair. So it's basically going to be right at the front of the chair. You kind of want it more towards the middle of the chair. Kind of like that. Oop. Needs to be forward a little bit here. Let's get a little bit closer so we can actually. Okay, yeah, that looks good. And then you want the blue arrow pointing towards the table. So this particular one needs to rotate probably about 90 degrees. Yes, that's good. And then this one we can bring over. Oh, not that. This one we can bring over. We can bring it here. All right, that looks maybe move it this way a little bit. Wow, why is that so far down? That shouldn't be that far down. We got to pull that up a little bit. Okay, and then that one can probably be rotated a negative 90 degrees. And now the blue arrow is pointing towards the table, and we should be good. Let's make sure this one is, okay, this one's kind of far down too, so we can pull that up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good to start filling out the script. So let's get the script on and fill out the script of what needs to happen. We can turn this back on. All right. So we want to add interactable play table. All right. So this is an interactable object. It does inherit from interactable object. So the nav mesh cut, we're going to put everything the same as all the other tutorials. Nav mesh cut there. We are not going to check is generic. We're going to leave it unchecked. It can pick up, can box up. Pick up mesh objects. I'm just going to pick the thing. I'm just going to pick the one that has the top. The pickup nav. This is the mesh object that turns red or green based on whether or not you can place the object. So you want it to be visible. I'm not a model guy myself. I prefer my models not to have all these different objects in them, but I just kind of take what I can get off Sketchfab. So I just pick the one that has the tabletop on it, and that's the one that I used here for that pickup mesh object. Move state valid area. Again, that is the one that's inside here. And then the move state valid area right here, the shelf move state valid area is the GRP one. Box collider would be the box collider that we made on the table. There is no box collider list. We don't have to worry about that. Game input, we will put start moving object. Okay. Stand lock list, we're going to add 2 to this one, and then stand lock list B, we're going to add 2 to that one. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to our stand lock list group. Right here. And we're just going to put 0 in this one, 1 in that one, 2 there, and 3 there, right? Okay. Sit lock list, we're just going to add 2 because we got 2. Oop. We need to, and then we're going to add both of these. Whoop. Sit lock list, we're just going to add both of these. Linker start list and linker end list, we don't need to worry too about. I've tested it on a different table and they really didn't do anything, so I'm assuming we probably don't need them for this one. I think I know what they do, and if I'm accurate, we might need it for this one, but we're going to see when we test it. Table game item set. So this is going to be the 2 table game item sets, the 2 playmats and all the cards and everything. So we're just going to drag this here and drag this one there. Max seat count 2. So this is going to be max players. So we only got 2 players for this one. And that is it. Everything is set up and ready to go. So we're going to save this prefab. I have it set as cool play table, and I already have my icon here as GN cool play table, GN cool PT ICO. So let's build the asset bundle. Okay, so my asset bundle built as shelves. So we're just going to put shelves down here. I've already kind of cheated a little bit. I got some stuff already going here from previous tutorial. So there's the GN cool PT icon there. Cool play table here is already there. GN cool PT ICO. We're going to say it's a better play table for the brokey. which makes sense because we're going to have it level 1 and $2. Just 2. Right? So object type is GN cool PT. We need to copy this because we need to make sure that we added it correctly to the other JSON. So pipinex patchers enhanced prefab shelves s.json, and it looks like we did GN cool PT. Now we can go test this. All right, it's showing up in the shop, so we did something right, and we were able to buy it. And I'm able to place it. So let's open the shop. See if we can get anybody to sit down and enjoy a game. There we go. Oh boy. We may need to move the chairs back a tad bit, but other than that, it looks okay. Maybe if we move the chairs back and move the sit lock group transforms back a little bit, it should be fine. We should still be able to hit Q on this to force them to get up. There we go. And get another 2 players in here. All right, and also, like I said, I already have a 6-man table here that I've done that we can show off here. Let's place it there. So you notice that the cards are face up. That's from a different one. That's another one of my mods called Enhanced Play Tables. It just turns the cards face up, gives it a little bit more realism. Yeah. Let's see if we can get one with a buck or a. Okay, so you see how like it kind of just randomly places them. So like right now that one's off the table. This one looks okay, but this one's been knocked off the table. It's just not falling. So it just kind of randomly places them. And like I said, we could probably do with moving the chairs back, moving back the move lock sit positions, the sit lock positions, and giving them a little bit more space because right now they're really pushed onto the table. But this should be a really good start for adding new play tables. As you notice, I have my nav mesh on this table not big enough. He gets walked through the table. They'll only walk through about the corner of the table. The nav mesh covers the center. The nav mesh cut covers the center. So they'll walk through the chairs and through like the corners. But yeah, everything's looking good. As you can see with some of these, like that play box there and that play box there are kind of like shoved into the table. So it's hopefully we'll get that custom script out soon to keep them from randomly moving these on us. Other than that, that concludes my tutorial. So I hope to see some different play tables out there sometime or another. All right.